Good morning, folks. I'm out here today to test these equine pellets. For those of you that have stated that you're having difficulty in finding sawdust for your grow boxes in your Mittleider garden, I keep seeing people say that they have used these equine pellets. They add water to it, they expand out, they make a larger volume of sawdust than what you get in this pellet form in the bag, and I wanted to see for myself. I have picked up this bag. It's a 40-pound bag of pine pellets from my local farm store. Here in Missouri, I went to a Orschelns, and this 40-pound bag cost me $5.80. I'm going to take a gallon bucket of the pellets out of the bag, put those pellets into the wheelbarrow, and then I'm going to bring my garden hose and my wand over, and I'm going to get those pellets wet, and when they're fully expanded, I'm going to see how much volume we get from a gallon of the pellet. Let me get this set up, get everything wet, and then I'll show you what I've got. Okay, there is 1 gallon of the pine pellets in the wheelbarrow. And I've never done this before, so I'm just gonna give it a go. Alright, I've added a little bit of water. You can see it's pooling up in there. And again, I've not done this before. I don't know how long this process is going to take. I'm going to turn off the camera, grab my shovel, and just kind of mix it up and see what it does. I can already see they're expanding already. We'll see how long it takes. It's 8:40, and I'll kind of track to see how long this takes too. Alright, it's been 3 minutes, and I've added more water to it, and I just got done mixing it all up with my shovel. It's still expanding. I'm guessing it's almost doubled in size yet, and it's still got a ways to go. We'll let it sit a little bit longer. I'll keep an eye on it, and we'll see how it does. Okay, it's been about 7 minutes, and I think this stuff is just about fully expanded. It has sucked up all the water that I put in it. I'm going to add just a little bit more water, and I'm going to let it sit for about half an hour to see if it expands any more. Again, it looks to me like it has more than doubled in volume, probably close to 2 to 3 times what I originally put in there. When I'm all done, I will measure it again in my weekly bucket. It used to be my weekly feed bucket, in my 1 gallon bucket. I'll measure it again in my 1 gallon bucket and see how much volume we have after it has expanded. Let it sit and measure it and go from there. I just did pick up the sawdust, by the way, and looked at the size of it. It's ideal. It is absolutely the right size of the material to use in your garden. I have free sawdust from a sawmill fairly local to me. I'm not going to use this. If I didn't have that free sawdust and I absolutely had to have a grow box, this would be the route that I would go. Alright, it's been sitting for 30 minutes. It has soaked up all the water that I had in there. It feels like it's fully saturated. I don't think it's going to expand anymore. I'm going to go ahead and start filling this 1 gallon bucket and see how many times I can fill her up. Alright, almost 3 full buckets of sawdust from the 1 gallon of the pine. If anyone has actually used this to fill an 18-inch wide grow box or even a 4-foot grow box, I would appreciate to hear from you and how much you've actually used. Again, I have not filled a grow box with this. I can get sawdust for free locally, so I have filled my, this is my sweet potato grow box, by the way. I have filled my grow boxes with the free sawdust. I'm guessing that one 10-foot section of 18-inch grow box is going to take 4 of those bags to fill it. So figuring $6 a bag That's roughly $24 for every 10 foot of an 18-inch wide grow box that you would want to fill. Is that money worth no, not that money. Is it worth that money to you to fill your grow box? You're looking at $75 for a full 30-foot grow box. You may be able to find it cheaper, but roughly $75 just in the pellets to fill a 30-foot 18-inch grow box. That's going to be significantly higher if you're going to go with a 4-foot box, which this is, and I only use 4-foot for my sweet potatoes. Nothing else. Everything else at my house is an 18-inch grow bed or grow box. I don't like the 4-foot stuff. But here you go. It will absolutely work. The consistency of the size of the shavings is ideal for using in a grow box. If I only had this sawdust available to me through these pellets, I probably would not do a grow box. I like to grow in the soil. I'm going to do the majority of my garden in the soil. It's a lot cheaper. The only thing that I would use these pellets for is to make my seedling trays for my seedlings that I start in the basement. If you are determined to do a grow box, you cannot find sawdust anywhere else, and you're willing to spend the money, these pellets are a good option. There you go.